And most importantly, you want to know who's not in the Epstein files? Our king. Our king. Michael Jackson, the Prince of Pop, is not in the Epstein files. And while we're at it, since it's Black History Month, did you know that he was acquitted of all the PDF charges that were brought against him? You know the media never went back and cleared that up. They just tarnished his whole legacy, and he's still known as that to this day, even though they took it to court and he was acquitted of all those charges. So if there's a PDF file island and Michael Jackson was known or accused of being one of the biggest PDF files in the industry, I feel like he would have been on there. Although they didn't let any N-words on the island, it's Michael Jackson. If he was part of that whole gang, I think he would have definitely been welcomed there, but he wasn't. Our king was not on the island, okay? Long live Michael Jackson. We can enjoy his music in peace. So I know a lot of us are disheartened by the people who are in that file, but let's celebrate the people who are not. And let's start with Michael Jackson.
Kidnapping children is not what great nations do. Hatred of immigrants, contempt for the truth, greed, and the abuse of power. There is a sinister deep state diabolically plotting to what? We in America are misinformed. Reality shows have warped our idea of what a hero is, or what the truth is.
You believe that children are being abused by pedophiles in Hollywood.
Absolutely.
So why are you sitting down talking to me? Why aren't you sitting down with the police right now?
I've told the police. In fact, if anybody wants to go back to 1993 when I was interviewed by the Santa Barbara Police Department, I sat there and I gave them the names. They're on record. They have all of this information, but they were scanning Michael Jackson. All they cared about was trying to find something on Michael Jackson.
Because they're ignorant. But is it really appropriate for a 44-year-old man to share a bedroom with a child who is not related to him at all?
That's a beautiful thing.
That's not a worrying thing?
Why should it be worrying? Who's the criminal? Who's Jack the Ripper in the room? This is a guy trying to help heal a child. I'm sleeping in a sleeping bag on the floor. I gave him the bed because he has a brother named Star. So him and Star took the bed, and I'm on the floor in the sleeping bag.
Did you ever sleep in the bed with them?
No. But I have slept in the bed with many children. I sleep in the bed with all of them. When Macaulay Culkin were little, Kieran Culkin would sleep on this side. Macaulay Culkin's on this side. His sister's in there. We're all just jamming the bed. And we wake up like dawn and go in the hot air balloon. You know, we have the footage. I have all that footage.
But is that right, Michael?
It's very right. It's very loving. That's what the world needs now. More love, more.
The world needs a man who's 44 sleeping in a bed with children.
No, you're making it all wrong.
Well, tell me, help me.
Because what's wrong with sharing a love? You don't sleep with your kids or some other kid who needs love, who didn't have a good childhood?
No, I don't. I would never dream of sleeping.
I would. People think sex. They're thinking sex. My mind doesn't run that way. When I see children, I see the face of God. That's why I love them so much. That's what I see. I am not going to do anything sexual to a child. It's not where my heart is. I will slit my wrist first. I would never do anything like that. That's not Michael Jackson. I'm sorry. That's someone else.
What they put me through, because there wasn't one piece of information that says I did that. In any way, they turned my room upside down, went through all my books, all my videotapes, all my private things, and they found nothing that can say Michael Jackson did this. Nothing.
But let me ask you
to this day, nothing. Still nothing.
Let me ask
nothing,
you
nothing.
Nothing. I got nothing.
Sheriff Department and the Los Angeles Police Department earlier this week. They served a search warrant on me which allowed them to view and photograph my body, including my penis, my buttocks, my lower torso, thighs, and any other area that they wanted. They were supposedly looking for any discoloration, spotting, blotches, or other evidence of a skin color disorder called vitiligo.
How often would he beat you?
Too much.
Would he only use a belt?
Why do you do this to me? No, more than a belt.
What else would he use to hit you with?
Iron cords. Whatever's around.
If he hit me, I would hit it back. which was terrible.
Do you think your father was too strict?
Yes. No, he's gonna kill me.
He's gonna get you still worried about that?
When this fella was actually framed, for many years, people actually, when you mentioned his name, it gave me that pause. You could feel it in conversations which people were holding. And if you play this song, people sometimes often had to look sideways, and they were wondering, like, how could you enjoy something which is like endorsing something black, which was done to kids? And a lot of Black Americans felt this pressure heavier than anyone else. Even they felt it harder than the fans, because this was not just about some certain pop star. This is something which is theirs. This is something of their own. A kid from Gary who turned into the biggest entertainment on planet. A black man who actually broke records, broke barriers, and also did a level of excellence which the world had never seen before.
I want all those judges to come on and answer questions. I want to ask them why they didn't demand, because they're an officer of the court, that Tom Sneddon be indicted for falsifying evidence in the Michael Jackson trial. And I was a witness. I was right there in the courtroom, watched him get caught, false fingerprints evidence, the phone evidence that they tried to create to say there was conspiracy and all these phone charges, half a day on that. Then Sneddon wanted to withdraw it from the evidence pool in the court. No. The defender, Tom Mesereau, said, that stays on. Judge said, you're right, it's already been entered, it stays. And the jury looked at all this false evidence and said, there's no way we can convict this guy. Tom Sneddon should be serving time in prison. You cannot falsify evidence and then just say, oh, we lost the case. No. He had that boy put his fingerprints on the magazine at the grand jury. And the reason we know that, because the alert Tom Mesereau, the defense attorney, got the grand jury transcript, and one of the grand jurors said, shouldn't that boy be wearing gloves? Then after the grand jury, they sent it out for fingerprints analysis. So where did the boy get his fingerprint on the magazine when the boy testified he hadn't even been at Neverland for months when that magazine was published? Yet he claimed that was the magazine Michael Jackson gave him in bed. And Tom Sneddon directed all that testimony.
And the only celebrity at the time in 1993 to come out and say absolutely not. Absolutely not. He never touched me. He never touched anybody, as far as I know.
There's 4 FBI agents waiting for me in the hotel room. And my mom's there and she's like, tell them what happened. And I'm like, what do you mean tell them what happened? And I sit down with them and they all kept asking these super sexually exploiting, questions, backsided questions. And I knew that at my age already. And I looked at all 4 of them and I said, are y'all crazy? I said, what you think I'm going to do? Tell you that Michael did something bad so that we can sue him for money? That's what I told him. I was like, you're crazy. And I looked over at my mom and I was like, are you serious, Mom? I was like, what is going on here? Why are you letting this happen? And she goes, well, I think something happened. I think something. I'm like, really? That man did nothing but be hospitable, kind, loving, giving, everything you can think of. We rode 4-wheelers for 5 hours, me, him, and Chris Tucker. Like, I knew Michael better than all of them.
Yeah, I believe
even
everything
Macaulay,
that I've seen.
if it was Macaulay now,
I'm not buying it.
Even if it was Macaulay Culkin sitting right here, he would tell you the same thing I did with the same assertiveness.
Yeah.
What happened at the house? That's what all these things are people are
that's
concerned
what's
about.
so weird,
What did happen?
Nothing happened, I mean, nothing, really. I mean, we played video games,
It really pisses me off that people think about Michael like that. Because,
I do.
Well, you're wrong.
No, but wait.
You're wrong, Howard.
Wait.
My opinion is, if he didn't do anything to me, I don't think he would have done anything.
And in power, and how that power is controlled, and how that power actually operates. So they could feel that this guy is innocent, but they could not prove it against the system. And that kind of acceptance of their own person did not come from instincts. That has been shaped by experience, by what these people went through and how this system has been treating them all along. So if now these people come ahead and see that now they can listen and enjoy this music without any doubt. That moment feels like vindication to someone. To others, it also feels like simply a closure, a chance to move forward without carrying someone else's narrative on their own back. And if we are being honest, the culture misses him. People actually miss his influence, his impact, and there hasn't been another like him, and not in a scale of, not in a scale rather, and the impact, the global influence, and also that global dominance, and taking the Black American culture to heights which these people have never experienced before. And maybe an apology is simple. We should actually be more careful now. We should have this kind of a slower judgment towards these people, because you can see that from these facts that these people are actually forced. Some have no choice, and we should actually have to remember that media storms don't actually equal to truth. The media can spread rumors which are not true. So we should be able to take time and think through. We should also protect our icons with the intents that we celebrate them. Because if we celebrate them with certain intents, but when they are in this chaos, in this kind of danger, we now isolate them and we don't actually give them that kind of support just as much as we celebrate them. So now let us know what you think about this. Do we owe Michael Jackson an apology, or rather, the system is supposed to be held accountable for trying to frame this guy? Because we can see that from some sources that we've seen, these people did not arrest those who framed this, and that's all against the law. And what should be done to have this guy rest in peace without having this kind of image? Well, we all know that the damage has already occurred, because it is too late for him now. But what was supposed to be done? What is that thing which should be done to make this person deserve justice? Even if he's not among his staff anymore. Well, let us know in the comment sections down below. And if you've not supported our channel, you can do so by subscribing.